Last night, my security camera recorded someone standing outside my window at 3:12 a.m. The problem is, my room is on the second floor. Last night, something happened that I still can't explain. I woke up suddenly in the middle of the night, feeling like someone was nearby. The room was completely dark and quiet. Nothing looked unusual at first, but when I looked toward my window, I felt a strange feeling in my chest, almost like someone had been standing there only seconds before I woke up.
First, I thought I was just imagining things. Maybe I had a bad dream, but something about the room felt different. The air felt heavy and uncomfortable. I kept staring at the window, expecting to see something move outside, but there was nothing there, or at least, that's what I thought. A few days ago, I installed a small security camera in my room, mostly just to test it and record random things at night. It was pointed directly at the window. I honestly forgot about it until the next morning, and when I checked the footage, I realized something terrifying had happened while I was asleep. The footage looked normal at first. The room was dark and silent. Nothing moved. Nothing looked strange. But then I noticed the timestamp on the corner of the screen.
3:11 a.m.
Just 1 minute before I suddenly woke up. At 3:12 a.m., something appeared outside the window. At first, it was barely visible, just a dark shape in the darkness. But as I watched the video more carefully, the shape became clearer. Someone was standing outside my window. The figure wasn't moving. It was just standing there, completely still. But there was something very wrong about the situation. My room is on the second floor. There is no balcony outside my window. No ladder. No place for someone to stand. Then the figure slowly moved closer to the window, step by step. The movement was slow and unnatural, almost like it was floating instead of walking. Now the figure was standing directly outside the glass, facing inside my room, watching. The camera couldn't see its face clearly, only a tall dark silhouette, but I could feel that it was looking directly inside. Slowly the figure raised one arm. Its hand touched the window, very gently, like it was testing the glass. Then the figure leaned forward. Its face moved closer to the glass. For a second, the camera almost captured the shape of its face. But it looked wrong, distorted, almost inhuman. What scared me the most was realizing something. While this thing was standing outside the window, I was sleeping in the bed only a few feet away, completely unaware. Suddenly the figure turned its head, not toward the bed, but toward the camera, directly toward it, almost like it knew someone would watch this footage later. After a few seconds, the figure stepped back, slowly disappearing into the darkness outside the house, step by step until it completely vanished. Now the window was empty again, just darkness outside, nothing else. If the camera hadn't recorded everything, I would never believe this actually happened.
Last night, I was sitting in my room, just watching random videos on my laptop. It was already very late. The whole house was quiet, and everyone else was asleep. I suddenly remembered that earlier that evening I had installed a small security camera in the hallway. It was nothing serious. My parents bought it just to feel safer at night. Out of curiosity, I opened the camera app on my laptop to check if it was working properly. At first, everything looked completely normal. Just the empty hallway. The same hallway I walk through every single day. But something about the image felt strange. I couldn't explain it yet, but I had this weird feeling that something was wrong. The screen showed the live recording from the camera. A quiet hallway, dim light coming from the small night lamp near the stairs. Nothing was moving. Nothing looked unusual. But the longer I stared at the screen, the more uncomfortable I started to feel. You know that strange feeling when your brain tells you something isn't right, even though you can't see anything yet? That's exactly how it felt. I decided to rewind the footage a few minutes back, just to see if anything had happened earlier that night.